Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this was likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Shut up, the Bills! It's not outside! It's not outside! Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Want me not listen, everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition, they say we trippin'. They better get out our way. Top of the table, we flippin'. We on a mission, got an unstoppable team. Continue to follow your dream, by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo.
Good evening. Y'all can't hear me? Y'all gotta let me know because I don't know. This thing is acting weird today. Right. Thank you guys for coming. I welcome to another episode of Coast to Coast. If you can't hear me, if there's an issue, like you guys gotta let me know. So, anybody, can you hear me okay? I'm guessing no. There's nobody saying anything. Alright, move. Check it. Okay, well, there it is. There's my answer. Alright, something's wrong with the mic. Give me a few minutes to hear you, but sound. Let me try to reset. Give me a couple of seconds. I'll be right no.
Oh,
Hello. 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 We're gonna try it again, man. Tell me if it's still messed up, Carlos. Oh,
how about now? Still bad? Jesus, man. Oh, all right. If I'm good, man, let me know. Okay, you said I'm good. All right, cool. I don't know what's going on, brother. All right, whatever. Um, we'll move forward, man. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I don't know why it's wilding out on me right now, but it is what it is. Um, we'll go ahead and we'll move forward. Yeah, man. So coming to you right now, I'm not in the best mood. As many of you know, I'm a Celtics fan, and our general manager did something today that I have I have very few words for. Traded Jaylen Brown to the 76ers for Paul George, someone who is like 7 years older than him and not nearly the player that Jaylen Brown is. You know, I'm hoping that, we get some more clarification on this in the future, but started off great today, man. World Cup, U.S. playing. I think they're playing. U.S. are playing right now, and yeah, bro. I thought we were gonna be good, man. Made a couple of moves today, look good, and I don't know. Just the bottom fell out this afternoon. We made the trade, man. It's pretty nasty. Got Paul George some picks back, but this team is not closer to competing for a championship. So, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I know everybody wants to say in Brad we trust, but I'm finding it very difficult to trust that man at this second. So we will see what happens in the future. But on to the Buffalo Bills, because at this point, that's really like all I have left. I don't have the Celtics right now because I'm not sure Yep, dog. Listen, man. Don't thank me. This is not something that I wanted to happen. So there's no need to thank me for it. I hope he's super inefficient and ruins. I hope he ruins the 76ers. I hope he goes there and alienates one of his teammates and there's fights. Like, I just wish the absolute worst for the 76ers right now. And for Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens, you should count your days, bro. Definitely count your days. I do think that if Paul George is healthy, he is still a serviceable NBA player. He is nowhere near what Jaylen Brown is, but he's not a bum. So if he can stay healthy and, play 60 games or whatever, 65 games, I don't listen. I'm lost. So let's just get to the Bills, man. The title of today's episode is Omissions, Additions, and Traditions. And every year there seems to be an off-season tradition of absolutely disrespecting the Buffalo Bills roster. It happens every single offseason, guys. This year, there was a ranking put out by Bill Barnwell, I think his name is. Let me go ahead. There it is. Bill Barnwell, ESPN. He ranked the skill groups for this upcoming season, and the Buffalo Bills ended up in 29th. As like that's just like rating the offense without the offensive line and the quarterback. So running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers. So rankings. All right, let's see if we can pull it up. This is like absolutely nuts, man. So yeah, the Bills ranked 29th out of 32 NFL teams. Only teams behind us are the Miami Dolphins, who have Devon Achane, and that's about it. The Cleveland Browns, who they have Casey Concepcion as a rookie, Jerry Jeudy, Harold Fannin Jr., Quinshon Judkins, just to name a few guys. And the Giants. And the Giants have Malik Neighbors coming off of an ACL, and they have Cam Scatterbull coming off of like 37 concussions from last year. The tight end group is like Theo Johnson and Daniel Bellinger. Like really just, I mean, they did get Isaiah Likely, so I mean, that boosted them a little bit, but not much because they finished 31st. So, yeah, it was really, really interesting. Like, I don't know how he got here, but apparently he believes that the wide receivers the focus is on elite players and the top five contributors for a team. So wide receivers are weighted more heavily than running backs or tight ends. That would explain it. Injuries count, and this is only about what he thinks the 2026 on-field performance will be. Still dumb. Still very dumb. 32nd was the Miami Dolphins. Like I said, they have Devon A-Chain. Not much else. I mean, like Jalen Tolbert, Tutu Atwell, rookie Chris Bell. I guess that's something. Giants, like I said, was 31st. Cam Scatterable, Malik Neighbors. Both those guys are coming off of major injuries. Darnell Mooney, Darius Slayton, and Odell Beckham are on their way back. And Odell Beckham is back. They got tight ends, Isaiah Likely and rookie Malachi Fields. And the Browns. Quinshon Judkins. And not to, like, I don't want to, like, poo-poo the Browns. I'm not doing that. Because I actually think the Browns do have pretty good skill position. Like I like the guys they have. Quinshon Judkins, I think it's tough. Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston, both rookies, but I think they're going to be good players. I like them both coming into this draft. Jerry Jeudy does have some drop issues, but whatever. Like he's still one of the better route runners in the NFL. Harold Fannin Jr. had a big season last year. Big rookie year, obviously not a groundbreaking rookie year like, Brock Bowers and like that, but he really had a very, very good year and not a lot of stability at the quarterback position. So kudos to those guys. This is where you lose me, though, because you have the Bills ranked 29th, and ahead of them, Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, they have Ted McMillan, Jalen Coker, and a rookie. They have Chuba Hubbard, and Rico Dowdle is gone. That would be a carryover from last year. How in the world they're ahead of the Bills when their tight end room did absolutely nothing? I will pull their tight end stats up because I have it. So yeah, we have the Carolina Panthers with a total of 638 receiving yards from their tight ends. 5 touchdowns and 78 receptions. That's it. You beat that with the Bills just without even including Spencer Hawes. So the Buffalo Bills finished top 3 in yards per for the tight end group in the NFL last year. They were top 5 in touchdowns, top 5 in like EPA per play. Like the tight end group was really, really good. And then the running backs is James Cook, led the NFL in rushing last year, did have some fumbles, but the fumbles didn't seem to hurt Baltimore, who they ranked like top 10, I think. I think Baltimore is 11th. Let me see. Where's the Ravens? Actually, I can skip right to them. Let me get to them. So we'll go right to Baltimore. And Baltimore's ranked 16th. So not 11th, but 13 spots higher than the Buffalo Bills. You tell me what they have at wide receiver. Zay Flowers and what else? Bateman? I just ask you, with the addition of DJ Moore, I would think DJ Moore is probably going to outperform Zay Flowers this upcoming season. From a yard standpoint, maybe not receptions. I think it'll be close, but maybe not from the receptions. But touchdowns, yards, I think DJ Moore will outpace Zay Flowers. And then, like, is Bateman touching Shakir at all? No. So I thought that was a little odd. Derrick Henry, a little older, had a bunch of fumbles that cost them games, but it just didn't seem to matter. They ranked them really, really, really high compared to the Bills. Let's go with let's talk about the other teams that they have in front of us. Just the immediate group. So I gave you the Carolina Panthers, the Washington Commanders, who have Terry McLaurin, and Treylon Burks. They got Chico Okonkwo from the Titans, but who is that? Like, what? We know who he is, but what does he do that impresses? Nothing. Like, their tight end group is not anywhere near ours. I don't think their receiver room is better. Treylon Burks, Diami Brown, Luke McCaffrey, Jalen Lane, rookie Antonio Williams, who I really, really like coming into the draft, and Terry McLaurin. Like, that's it. The running backs is McCoskey Merritt, and I mean, come on, guys. Like, then there's the Raiders. And if anybody in here can name me 3 Las Vegas Raider receivers without looking it up, I know Brock Bowers is a tight end. If you can name me 2 receivers off the top of your head, you probably know ball, but they put these guys at 26 ahead of the Bills. And their running back, Ashton Genty. You got Brock Bowers coming off a knee injury. Ashton Genty failed to live up to expectations. These are his words. Jalen Naylor, Jack Besh, Dante Thornton, and Trey Tucker. Those are the notable. Those are the receivers. They're ranked ahead. Tennessee Titans. Calvin Ridley, rookie Carnell Tate. They do have Alec Ayamanor, the kid from oh, they don't even have him anymore? Oh, wow. So the Giants don't even have Daniel Bellinger. Bellinger's now with the Titans. But they do have the kid from Stanford. He was pretty good last year. So, but I mean, that's still not. Come on, guys. Stop. Gunnar Helm, who's a rookie, but whatever. Oh, no, he's not a rookie. He's in his second year. Okay. I don't. Tony Pollard's a running back. I don't see how the Titans are that much. I don't see why the Titans are ranked 25 and the Bills are 29. Now, the Texans, there's an argument there because you got Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, Dalton Schultz, the tight end, and then they brought in David Montgomery. So I don't have an issue with that. Like, yeah, the Texans, I'd say there's an argument there, but, you know, the weapons are fine. Like, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be upset if somebody said that the Bills were better than the Texans. I think there's a good argument that the Texans have better weapons than the Buffalo Bills. I think it's a good argument. Denver Broncos are ranked 23rd. How? I don't know. They should. I don't feel like they should be this low. They got Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton still. I know Evan Ingram didn't do anything at tight end, and their running game did stink. So I get that. But if you're ranking wide receivers, like if they hold more weight, if this thing is shaded towards like wide receivers, I would think that the Denver Broncos, who have a pretty complete room, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, Cortland Sutton, obviously we said that, Jalen Waddle, Pat Bryant, who had a good, solid rookie year last year, like they have a good wide receiver group that complements each other. Why would they not be higher? Don't know, but that's where that is. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Emeka Buka, Chris Godwin Jr., Trey Palmer. Like, they have guys, man. Bucky Irving. I don't know. Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, these weapons are good. The Bucks, 23rd. 22nd. Then the Steelers are 21st. And you say you rank this group based on the wide receivers. Oh, they are that high with Mike Evans and Christian Kirk. Absolutely. Higher than the Pittsburgh Steelers with DK Metcalf, who's younger, and Michael Pittman, who's younger. And both of those guys are way less injured. I just thought that was crazy. Now running backs, yeah, they lost Kenneth Gainwell. They still have Warren. They still got guys, man. But their tight end group, I like. Like, I think their tight end group is fine. Pat Fryermuth, Darnell Washington, like I don't get it. Kansas City Chiefs ahead of them, weird. I don't see why. Chargers ahead of them, there's an argument. Jacksonville Jaguars, there's an argument. Green Bay Packers, yeah, I get that. Ravens have no idea how they're 16th and the Bills are 29th. Makes 0 sense. The Bears, all right. The Bears, in my opinion, should be higher. I think the Bears should be actually a lot higher than what they are, but they're not. So the Colts, you lose Michael Pittman, you don't really replace him. I love Jonathan Taylor. I think that Tyler Warren, tight end. I love those guys. Those guys are good players, really good players, probably superstars. Taylor's definitely a superstar, but Tyler Warren has superstar potential at tight end. You got Josh Jacobs and Alec Pierce, man. That's good enough for 14th. 13th is New Orleans Saints. I'm not even going to argue with that. Like, they have a plethora of receivers, and they brought in Travis Etienne to pair with Alvin Kamara. And I think this receiving group is actually really sneaky good. Yes, obviously Chris Olave is there. They drafted Jordan Tyson, but Devon Vile used to be with the Broncos, is a big slot. Think he'll get a good amount of work. It should be like a stabilizing target for the young quarterback Tyler Shuck. And then there's Jalen Polk, who flamed out with the Patriots and looking to, get back on with another group and establish himself. So cool, like, sure. All right, no problem. No problems there. The Jets are ranked 12th. Wild. Absolutely wild. The Saints, huh? Bills are 29th. I'm assuming it's injury related, but the Saints. Bro, no, it's Albert. It's not even injury related because, like, DJ Moore doesn't miss time. Shakir doesn't miss time. Like, if you're taking the top 5 contributors from each team, you got DJ Moore, James Cook, Don Kincaid, Khalil Shakir, and then the 5th guy, I guess, could be Dawson Knox. The Jets are better? Where? What? The Jets are 17 spots higher? Word, son? Seattle's 11th. I think that's kind of crazy. I like the tight ends. I mean, they did lose a few guys, so I guess that makes sense. Patriots 10th. And this is before A.J. Brown. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. No, never mind. Sorry. This is with A.J. Brown. They added Romeo Doubs, which is good. Matt Collins, Demario Douglas, Keyshawn Butte, Kyle Williams, and then the running backs, Travion Henderson and Fumble Boy, Ramondre Stevenson. Like, I get that. Philadelphia Eagles 9th, sure. Vikings 8th, absolutely. Cowboys 7th, sure. Arizona Cardinals ahead of all of these guys. Arizona's ahead of the Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and ahead of the Minnesota Vikings with Jordan Addison and Jadis. Like, what are we doing, guys? Come on, man. This is crazy. I just think it's a situation where it's like, you know what? It's a slow week. We don't know if at the time, I'm sure he didn't know that, Brandon Beane was going to, not Brandon Beane, Brad Stevens was going to absolutely nuke the Celtics. the following week. So he just came up with this and said, let me ruffle some feathers. And it worked because mine's got ruffled. San Francisco's top 5. No. Hold on. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can tell me about Michael Wilson because I was locked in on Michael Wilson at Stanford, not at the Senior Bowl when he was cooking. No, before that. I was telling people before Michael Wilson got to the Senior Bowl, I'm like, yo, this is receiver out of this light-skinned dude, he receiver out of Stanford going to the Senior Bowl. Like, got a little injuries, but I think dude is nice. And he lived up to it. I don't get the 49ers thing. McCaffrey, Kittle, like they're big names, but these guys are old and they're beat up. And I don't know that they stay healthy all year, but whatever. 4th, Atlanta Falcons. This makes a lot of sense. Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. You know, like that's a big 3. If you know, like that's a huge big 3. They got Brian Robinson Jr. I'm not impressed, but whatever. Cincinnati Bengals, number 3. Like, we all know what that's about. Like, they got guys. The Rams are number 2, and then number 1 is the Detroit Lions. I think that's kind of crazy. But they, like, really like Amon. I mean, I guess he really likes St. Brown and Gibbs, man. Like, people are saying Gibbs is, like, the best running back in the league, and I think he's good, but, yo, like, he's good, but best in the league. Like, is anybody else? Like, are y'all buying that? I don't know. But that I just feel like that's disrespectful, and it leads me to my next point. We'll get off of this list. When the season gets here, you know, I think teams are reporting to training camp. I think some of the young guys are reporting, the rookies or whatever, are reporting a little early. You know, I don't have to guess. I can just look it up. When do the Bills report to training camp? Come on, man. I didn't want to turn the caps lock on. Let's see. July 29th. So we got a few weeks. No, rookies report on July 15th and veterans report July 22nd. Yeah. Okay. All right. So these guys, they're reporting like 2 weeks. Cool. Got it. Yeah, that's when it starts. That's when it officially starts. But 7 open practices for the Buffalo Bills. That's it. But yeah, so rookies report early, and the veterans report on the 22nd. But training camp doesn't start till a week after. But I'm sure they'll be getting practice in or whatever. That's whatever. When the season starts and Josh Allen is putting up big numbers, because I personally think Josh is going to throw for over 4,100 yards. I think he's probably going to scratch I think he's going to be around 42, maybe a little more than 42, maybe a little less, 4,200 passing yards. I think he'll throw for 30-plus touchdowns. I think he'll run for probably another 10. I think he'll have 40 total touchdowns again. I think that'll be like year 7 in a row, whatever. And yeah, like when these things start happening, right? And the Bills are winning games, and we get towards the end of the year, and people are talking about their short list for the MVP, which is not this. I'm not saying that I'm prioritizing this. I am not. I did put a little money on it, on the futures for this, but I'm not prioritizing the MVP. Super Bowl, listen, after what happened today, I need the Bills to win. Like, this is dire, okay? My sports teams are they're in a bit of a kerfuffle right now. and I am not happy with what happened today with my Celtics. But with Josh Allen, I imagine I think he's going to put up some pretty good numbers. Yeah, Nautica, like we're hurting right now. I might down like 8 White Claws tonight. You know what I'm saying? Just I might spike a few, like just get it all out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. I can't believe it either. I can't believe it. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked and gutted by it. Like just like, so we just giving them away now. Okay, all right. But I think Josh will put up big numbers. I think he'll have plus 4,000 passing yards, plus 4,000, plus 40 touchdowns. I do think the interceptions will stay low. I don't know if he's going to get back to single digits, like 6 or whatever. But nobody asked you, Dre. I don't care whether you're happy about this or not. I do think the interceptions will stay low. I think turnovers will be around 12, combined. And when that happens, yeah, Brad better keep his head on the swivel. That's for sure. But when it happens, right? Like when Josh puts up the numbers, because I mean, come on, guys. Like we know Josh is going to perform. When he does, I don't want to hear any crying about why is he leading the MVP? Why is he getting another MVP? Like, don't cry. I just really don't want to hear it this year. Because we have the 29th ranked group of weapons. So I don't want to hear teams or fan bases from other teams saying, oh, he's going to put those numbers up. Listen, this is a good tweet. We face a gauntlet this year. Defensively, like this is a gauntlet year. The Texans immediately out, like that's week 1. The Texans. Week 2, I think, is the Lions. They're going to be healthy, and they have a good defense. Jack Campbell's a top 100 player this year. Don't tell me that their defense is good. Now, I know they got a cornerback right now facing some legal issues, and I'm going to reach out to my man Andy and bring him on next. I'm probably try to bring him on next week so we can talk about that. I mean, we're probably not going to talk too much about Terrion Arnold, but we'll talk about, the season outlook for the Lions and the Bills, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, like they, DJ Reed is still like a name, but he was getting cooked last year. I'm tired of hearing about him being hurt. He was getting cooked. So that's week 2. Aiden Hutchinson will be healthy. They got guys when they drafted somebody on the opposite edge. Like they got guys. They're gonna be a good team. Week 3 is I feel like week 3 is like a layup, yo. Why don't I remember the schedule now? Don't worry about it. It's too easy. Too easy. I'll just go right back to the Bills. Lions are cooked. Their safety gone too. Who? What safety they lose? Nah, they still got Brian Branch and Dirk and what's his name? Now you got to talk to me about this. What safety? Are you talking about the Lions or the Bears? I know the Bears safeties are gone. They do have new safety. Like they drafted a rookie, but whatever. All right, here we go. Week 3, the Chargers. That's a good defense, y'all. Chargers a good defense. They did lose their defensive coordinator, so I don't know. Patriots, good defense. Rams, good defense. Raiders, they stay. Like we know that. Then you got the Ravens. Jesse Minter, head coach. They should be a good defense again. Minnesota Vikings. They're very good defense. Brian Flores. I'm gonna skip right over the Jets. The Dolphins, though, I'm not gonna skip over the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins do have talent on the defensive side of the football. I do. I really do. Kirby Joseph is dealing with wow. I did not hear about that. I'm definitely going to talk to my bro about that, man, next week. If he can come on. I don't know if he can come on. And if you watching, bro, let me know. The Chiefs, yeah, I mean they're probably still a good defense too. Like I expect them to be good. I'm not sold on the Packers. The Bears, we'll see. I think they're going to be solid enough. They were very good taking the ball away last year. Broncos, one of the best defenses in the league. So we got a bunch of teams that were playing good defenses. I expect Josh to shred a few of them. Like I expect Josh to shred more than a few. Sleeping on the Raiders defense. How am I sleeping on the Raiders defense? What am I missing? What did I miss? They got Max Crosby. Darian Porter is in year 2, I think. What did I miss? Who else? They don't have Jacorian Bennett anymore. He went to the Eagles. They got Palomalu's nephew or something at safety. What else? What are they doing at linebacker? What did I miss? I'm going to pull up their R lads. So just because you brought this up now, we're going to bring this up. We're going to talk about this a little bit, not too much. Because I don't know. Bro, listen. Bro, you talking about Traydon Stoops? Man, come on, bro. I thought you was. So I thought you was like, what we doing here, bro? Really? Quiddy Pay? All right, man. Quay Walker, I like Quay Walker. N'Kobe Dean, undersized. I'm not tripping about that. Jeremy Chin. Word. Eric Stokes. Word. Taron Johnson. Word. We had Taron. I know Taron Johnson. I'm not saying he's washed, but Taron Johnson cannot cover. He can't cover good slot receivers anymore. That's over with. That's over with. There are no more plays on the ball. Only tackles. He's good at that. I'm sure he'll be motivated to play against us, but I'm not. I don't know. Max Crosby, Quiddy Pay. Okay. Adam Butler, Benito Jones. Yeah, bro. Like I'm sorry, man. Like, I hear you. No, they're not top 10. Yeah, he is cooked. He's cooked. He is. I mean, if they're not okay, they're not trash. What are they? Looks like mid to me. It does. And plus we played it like we've played it like the Bills have not given up much to Max Crosby. We played him like Max Crosby didn't do nothing. We played the Raiders already. We played them with Max Crosby before the injuries, and he didn't do anything. Got boxed up. I'm not worried about that. I'm 100% not worried about Quay Walker or N'Kobe Dean. Like, they got to cover. They're going to have to cover that game. Has Crosby ever has even sacked Josh? I don't know. He might have a sack on Josh. Might. But, like, that's why I like adding Trey Hendrickson to the Ravens. Okay, Trey Hendrickson doesn't do anything against us. Good move for everybody else, but not against us. And Max Crosby hasn't done anything either. So, I mean, whatever. Texans week 1, that's a tough matchup, I think. Even like Myles Garrett really hasn't done much against us, but I do like the Rams, like the Rams defense as a whole group, pretty good. Corners, safeties, Defensive line, very good group. And they're going to put pressure on you because they're going to score points. That should be a fun game, but I think we're going to shred a few teams. And listen, the Buffalo Bills always have, since Josh has been over the last couple of years, I would say the last like 4 or 5 years, the Bills have always been a top 5 offense. You need to look it up. I think Detroit's the only team that scored more points over the last 5 years than the Bills. That's it. That is it. So if you're telling me the 29th ranked group of skill position players is going to be a top 4 of a top 5 offense, you're telling me that the offensive line and the quarterback are the best. Like you're telling me that those guys are elite. So I just going to end it off here, man. Like, don't cry about this when it happens. Okay? Just don't cry about it. Because it's going to happen. What else? Oh, new uniforms are coming. It's supposed to be like a new alternate. I've seen something I've seen a uniform set that was told to me that it would be the alternate uniform. It's blue. Like I hate it. I don't like it at all. I think it looks cheesy and stupid. I'd rather go with the red helmets and just call it a day. Let me see if I can. I will try to find the picture really, really quickly. I don't like it though. And listen, y'all gonna stop trolling me about this stupid. Y'all gonna stop trolling me about this. This nonsense that Brad Stevens did today. All right, I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Okay. Going. I don't want to show it. Like, is there like a full? Okay. It's a lot you don't like today. Oh, yeah, it's funny. I like Mitch Robinson. I like that. I like getting Mitch. I do like that. I like the fact that we're going to be able to play that double big lineup. And listen, if Paul George is good, I swear, bro, if Paul George is actually good this year, like he has like one last hurrah before he's completely cooked, you guys better not say anything, man. I swear. Don't do it. All right, let's put this up here. This is the help, bro. Like, what? Do you see this? There's an entire uniform that's gonna look like this. I don't like it. Let me know what y'all think in the chat, bro. But like this, it's ugly. I think it's ugly. I don't like it at all. Yeah, we are better than the Knicks. What are you talking? Are you serious right now, bro? We are better than the Knicks right now. You don't have two bigs. You don't. Yeah, it is trash. It's trash, 100%. Yeah, we are better than we're better than the Knicks. We are. 7-game series. Jason Tatum. We're better. We will beat you guys. Better bench for sure. The young guys on the bench, and like I said, man. Yes, give us the red helmets and call it a day. That's it. Listen, we're better than the Knicks. The Celtics are better than the Knicks. This is why. And I'm telling you right now, if Hugo Gonzalez and Baylor Shireman were two of the reasons why the Giannis trade did not go through. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but let me get this out. Those two guys better be good. Like, Hugo better be like Manu Ginobili. You know what I'm saying? And I may be dating myself a little bit by throwing that name out there, but like he better be that good. everybody better than Brunson. So, well, whatever, man. Let's see what Brunson do without the double big lineup. Okay, let's see what happens then. Let's see what happens when Cat has to play foul-free basketball for 82 games plus the playoffs. Let's see what he can do. You have no bigs, dog. You're about to get Kevon Looney, who's, oh my God, now we don't need Mitch. Oh my God. Yo, let's get back to, listen. These are the Knicks fans. We don't need Mitch now. We don't need Mitch. Yeah. Bye-bye, Brown. Yep. Bye-bye. God, I hate this, man. Jesus, this sucks. Anyway, back to, just give me a minute, guys. This is tough. Yo, like not having Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I have not experienced that kind of basketball. And listen. I know Knicks fans want to take their victory lap because Jaylen Brown is out of there, but Jaylen Brown ran the show last year, second seed in the East, better than the Knicks. Tatum's a better player. Tatum is better than Tatum's a better basketball player than Jaylen Brown. And we're going to see it on display. We are going to see it on display. That was such a stupid trade, though. My God, like sign and trade and get Anthony Simons and some picks back from the Bulls. Like that would have been like way better. Even if you didn't get like you could have got another player, pick swap, something. You'll never have him. You'll never have him with the Knicks. And on top of that, he's with the team that, well, y'all did sweep them, but now y'all gonna have some trouble with them. I mean, we all are. The Sixers got a lot better today. They did, at least in the short term. I'd rather have Trey Murphy. Yo, maybe there's a way that Brad takes some of these picks and Paul George or Derek White and gets Trey Murphy. I don't know. If he does, like if he's able to do that, yo, if that was the other one, Zach LaVine, yo, come on. I would have did that. So what? I don't respect none of y'all. Now what? Celtics don't respect none of y'all with your baby championships. Go ahead, man. He is a bucket. Zach LaVine is a bucket. He does not defend at all. He does not defend, but he will fill it out, though. He is a absolute bucket for sure. And he's better off ball. So like that really works out with Tatum. He's a good shooter from the perimeter. But like, you know what? Like, I would have tried to flip Brown for Murray, man. That would have been like Jamal Murray. If we could have got Jamal Murray and like another pick, like some picks or something. No. We doing too much now. Brandon Ingram, no. You doing too much now. We're going a little bit too far now. A little bit too far. Brandon Ingram is a cool player and all, but he is not nearly on the same tier. Not even close. Whatever. We'll move forward. I'm not going to do this back and forth with the Knicks fans. You guys are high off a championship that you won't see again for another 50 years. That's fine. Is he better than PG? He wasn't in the playoffs. No, he wasn't. Paul George was better than Brandon Ingram in the playoffs. Yes, the Toronto Raptors did play in the playoffs. They lost in the first round. So Brandon Ingram is not better than Paul George. Not right now. Paul George healthy is a good player. It's the healthy part, though. That's the thing. It's just the healthy part. All right, anyway. The last part of this before we get out of here is the omissions. And I am talking about the new stadium. We saw pictures and, a bunch of season ticket holders we know went and got little, they were outside. They were able to, see the stadium in person. And I don't know if any of them got tours yet, but there was a release from the Buffalo Bills saying that in the new stadium, Buffalo Bills legend, running back O.J. Simpson will not have his name placed in the stadium and honored. And personally, my opinion on this, and I'm not alone on this, there are a good portion of Bills fans that look at this and say, I don't think that's right. First of all, having O.J. Simpson's name in the stadium and recognized as a Buffalo Bills legend, I think it's fair because it's based on what he did as a football player for the Buffalo Bills. He had 2,000 yards, I think, in 14 games, which is crazy. Crazy. And there were no, you can't go low, you can't hit somebody this way, you can't. No, it was just it's football, dog. Lace him up and get it popping. And when he was playing running back, the equipment wasn't even as advanced or good as it is now. So that is an achievement. 14 games, 2,000 yards. But I had a bunch of discussions, some heated, some not, some respectful, very few that were respectful, on whether or not O.J. Simpson deserved to be there. And I'd love for you guys to weigh in. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Me personally, I think that when I look at O.J. Simpson, he's a total person. He was an amazing football player. Not so much after that, Yeah, this is crazy. 14 games, 2,003 yards, 12 touchdowns. 143 yards a game. 3 seasons in his career where he averaged over 100 yards per game. That is amazing. 18-17 on the ground in 1975. 16 touchdowns. He also had 7 receiving touchdowns that year as well. So 23 touchdowns over 2,000 scrimmage yards. That's great. But I look at O.J. Simpson from the standpoint of, as a player, he was a great player. I think that his name deserves to be displayed as one of the greats because I think it's difficult. I think it's impossible to tell a fair story about the Buffalo Bills as a franchise and not have O.J. Simpson in there. But I do understand completely if the franchise says, we're going to still keep his name, but we're not going to talk about dude because everything after, he was a TV star, and then once the 90s got here, he got caught up in a, murder case that he was charged with a double homicide, went to court, obviously was found not guilty. That was a very, very polarizing case nationally. I remember how split the country was along racial lines when it came to that And that was like not too long after like I know the Rodney King beating was in that was around that time as well. So like all of the cops that beat the hell out of Rodney King on video got not guilty. And like the black community across the country was pissed. And let's be honest, we're gonna have the difficult conversation. White people across this country mostly were quiet. Just after that, Rodney King, nobody said nothing. It was not everybody. Like there were some outspoken. If you talk to them about it, I'm sure they would, I think that's wrong. But I didn't see a bunch of them in the street protesting. Oh. So when OJ was was charged with the double homicide, killing his ex-wife, Nicole Simpson, and her alleged boyfriend, what was his name? Ronnie Goldman, I think it was. Ronnie Goldman. It was it was like a racially charged case. And, obviously you had some of the greatest, some great, lawyer moments from Johnny Cochran and the Kardashian. I think the Kardashian dad was one of his lawyers. And, that's where the term, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit comes from. Now, personally, in my opinion, I think either OJ did it or this is just my opinion. I think he either did it or knows what happened or knew what happened. He did it or he had something to do with it. And he was found not guilty. I'm going to respect the decision of the jury. I don't have to like it. The jury, the criminal justice system is definitely not correct, not perfect. We see it all the time. Every year, somebody is exonerated for a crime that they allegedly committed 20, 15, 10, 25 years ago, whatever. New evidence comes up, DNA, this and that, and people are getting out, they're suing, and they're getting paid, and and rightly so, because they lost their freedom for a number of years. So yes, the criminal justice system, the court system, the criminal court system does not get everything correct. 100% correct. That is the fact. They don't get everything correct. But in this country, you honor the decision of the verdict, the jury. That was the jury's decision. It is what it is. So under the premise of, I think that under the premise of a not guilty verdict, I do think that OJ's name should remain or should be displayed in the stadium, but he doesn't have to be featured. He doesn't have to be promoted or talked about because of the past, right? And then after OJ was acquitted of that crime, by the jury, some years later, he got in trouble again. Went with some of his homeboys, and they, went to take some of his memorabilia back. So he got like clipped for like robbery and kidnapping and all this other stuff, and he ended up serving time behind that. So if that's the reason that you say, well, yeah, he was not guilty for that, but he got that robbery charge after that, then Ray Lewis shouldn't be displayed anywhere for what he took a plea for. There's some allegations about, there's some things out there about Brett Favre, Darryl Talley. I know Eric Moles is not in the ring, But there's some things out there about him that are not good. And I met Daryl Talley. He was cool. Like, he was very chill. He looked like he didn't care where to be there, but like he wasn't rude or nothing like that. Took a picture, chatted for a little bit. Nice guy from what I remember. Jim Kelly. There's some stories about Jim Kelly in Buffalo and some of the parties and et cetera, et cetera. So what are we doing? Like, if we're going to take OJ down because of the criminal past, then you have to remove every criminal. You need to remove every criminal. Because if you don't, the way it looks is like, I'm going to punish him because the court didn't. The court didn't do what I think they should have done. So I'm going to take it upon myself to seek justice. And this is what I'm going to do. I don't think that's right. And I'm probably, I don't care whether, if you don't want to follow me or listen to me anymore after I say this, that's your business. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. If Nicole and Ron weren't white and OJ wasn't black, it wouldn't have been the backlash that it was. Let's be honest. Because black people kill black people every day. White people kill white people every day. Let's keep it a buck. If it wasn't a white woman getting slashed up and a brutal scene the way it was, it wouldn't be the same vitriol as it was. I don't believe that. That's my opinion. This is a good point, Nordica. OJ was charged in the 90s. It was like 94, I think it was, or somehow 92, somewhere around like 90. It was 90, so it was early 90s. So OJ was charged then, way back in the day, trial for it, all that. Then he wrote a book, said if I did it, this is how I would have did it. I mean, all terrible decisions. Going to rob people to get your stuff, 94, okay, 94. And so then 92, I think 92 was Rodney King. So it's like all that stuff kind of happened like right around the same time. LA riots, very, very intense racially charged time in this country. I just don't believe that if this would have been O.J. Simpson, allegedly killed his black wife. And he was charged, it was not guilty. It would have been like, I don't love this, but, it was not guilty. That's still the juice. The reality is, man, there is a level of criminality attached to black skin in this country, more so than anyone else. Black and brown skin. That's the reality. You can try to act like it's not the truth or whatever, but you're just lying to yourself. And it is unfortunate. I also don't see it changing anytime soon. So we have to operate with that knowledge, and how we deal with certain situations or how we approach certain things. I think we have to be cognizant of those uncomfortable truths in this society. And I think if the Bills wanted to take a stand, the 90s was the time to do it, especially during the drought. Like during the drought, listen, the teams get coming off of a bunch of Super Bowl losses, and we want to take this stand and go in a different direction. Okay, cool. But, you waited until we got to a new building, and I just don't think that it's consistent to do it now and not do it in other instances where other players have been credibly convicted or accepted, the judgment or a plea. So I just think if you're gonna be fair all the way. Don't just don't pick and choose when you want to apply the standard. The standard is the standard. That's something that I think Coach Mike Tomlin used to say a lot. And when I was in the military, that was like the thing. It was the standard is the standard, dude. Like either you meet it or you can't be here. So, that's just where I'm at with it. Okay. With that being said, the new stadium looks good. The new stadium looks good. I am excited about the season. I hate to end on a shower note, but sometimes we have to take time and reflect on things. And maybe you don't. Maybe you're listening or you're watching and you don't believe that this matters that much. But for me it does. Like I try to be fair, especially as a parent, try to be fair and hold my kids to a standard that I would hold myself to. I don't ask my kids to do anything that I wouldn't do. And same thing with my friends. Like I got the same friends from 15, 14, 15, 16. The same standard. Like there's certain things that we don't do, certain things we just don't do. And if one of my homeboys is doing it, it's the responsibility of the rest of the guys in the friend group to pull them to the side and be like, hey, dog, listen, man, you wilding right now. Like, we don't do this. So, if that was the standard, if there was a standard to be set, it should have been set 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. But it wasn't. 2026, here we are 30 years later. And, we want to take a stance because it's comfortable. Or because we want to make people, we want to, satisfy some, placate to some people's feelings. I get that. But in a country where you can be the president and be found liable in sexual assault and multiple felony convictions, you can cheat on your tax returns by lying about how much goodwill your company has in order to inflate the value of that company in the eyes of a bank in order to secure a loan to go and do something else to make you some more money. In countries where you can afford to have a yacht pulled and sailed as a supply ship after your bigger yacht is out. Then you bring both yachts and one's just a supply ship, right? But we have people that can afford to do things like that, fly private. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're successful, you're successful. But we have people that can't afford to put a roof over their head, or we have problems funding free lunch for kids, after school programs for children in underserved communities. We can find money for wars and ballrooms, but we can't find money for kids to go to college that want to go to college. We can find money for bullets and bombs, but we can't find money for prescriptions and medicines and healthcare. So there's something wrong when those things are happening. So it's on us as a country, the people who live here, to change it. And football brings us together, and we're family because of it. Bills fans, even opposing teams fans, a lot of us get along. Some of us don't. But it's on us to not just have tough conversations about sports. We also got to have tough conversations about life in general. So with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody who stuck around and stayed to the end. We will not, I can't speak for every podcast, but this podcast, we will not shy away from the tough conversations. It's not going to happen. Because we need to have those conversations if we actually want to see change. But with that being said, man, we're gonna get out of here, man. Thank you all for coming and giving me your time, your ear, and hearing me out as I try to navigate through this tough week for a Celtics fan. Until next week, man. Next week we'll be talking Bills offseason again. I will have a guest. I'm not sure who it is yet. I will try to put that information out, and we'll go from there. Go Bills. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. Peace.